And as we roll to inning number 4, we'll go down to the Indians dugout, where we're joined now by Indians manager Terry Francona. How are you?
Good, Matty. How you doing? Arch, how are you?
I'm fine, Tito. And you? Last game for us today, so we got to get the scoop here before we leave.
What do you want to know?
We already know everything. You told us.
Can't say everything you know, though.
Well, I mean, we're coming down the stretch here, and there are still some important roster decisions to make. Boy, it's hard to ignore how well Cody Anderson has pitched all spring long, and some people have speculated, well, Josh Tomlin, maybe he could work out of the bullpen. Maybe you keep both of these guys on the roster. Maybe you don't need a 5th starter. How many different scenarios do you have to work through?
Well, there's a lot of scenarios. See, like, the maturity level of these guys amazes me. For the lack of maturity is amazing to me. We had a big meeting the other day and talked through a bunch of stuff. We do want to sort through this. We know that the players, man, they've got some anxiety right now just because of, waiting to see if they made the ball club, if they're in the rotation, if they're on the team. So it makes you think a little bit.
How much of a say does Mickey Callaway have when you guys come down and it comes down to decision time and it's the pitching staff? How much do you lean on him, and how much is it the front office, saying, hey, this guy's got options, this guy doesn't have options?
It's all of us. And with the pitching mix, certainly has a huge say-so, as he should, because he spends his entire baseball life with them. But, the front office, they understand more than we do, or better than we do, the options and things like that, the out clauses players have. So they walk us through it all the time. We're pretty fortunate. We have such a good relationship where we don't even have to always have meetings. There's so much conversation going that we pretty much get through it.
In a perfect world, you would love to tell everybody right now that, hey, this is our team. Let's break camp, and let's have a solid last week and break out of here healthy.
Gee, hold on. You know what, Arch, you made a good point, because, you're coming down to the last week, and you'd love to get your team kind of having that feeling of a team.
Right.
It's just not, I don't think any team's set yet throughout baseball. But to your point, we would really like, when we know it, to get it so we can concentrate on being a team and let me some...
Chisenhall reaches up, makes a great catch.
Letting some of the anxiety leave the room so we can start being a team and focusing on what we want to do next week.
How pleased are you the way guys have come in and competed? Where there's an opportunity, you've got Cody Anderson and Josh Tomlin, and the way guys have come out and just laid it on the line.
I thought, like Tyler and Oakland, we looked him right in the eye and said, hey, go get it if you really want it. And look what he did. I mean, my goodness. And look at Cody Anderson's another one that, I'd be lying if I said we weren't proud of these guys. I mean, they're kids that have grown up in our organization and learned how to play from, the people in our player development system, and we're really proud of them. I mean, they're going to help us win, and that means a lot, especially when they grew up in your organization.
Yeah, and then once that season starts, that 162 games, that's where you start building your character and chemistry with the veterans you signed over the winter and the young bucks that you have coming. Huh?
And I think guys like Napoli are going to pay off, not just with the numbers, but with the way he attends to his business at the game and kind of, makes people follow him in a good way. I think Uribe, you see how much Uribe likes to play. Rajay Davis is going to steal some bases. I'm really pleased. We have a lot of baseball to play, and there's a lot of things that happen, but I think we're going to have really good pitching, and I think we know we have to play the game right or we're going to lose. But if we play the game right, I think we really have a chance to win.
Terry, is there, with I guess it's a setback for Michael Brantley. Does that change at all what the final roster composition is going to look like now?
You know what, man? I don't think it's a setback because he's so far ahead of schedule that, I just think he was pushing it so much. He was pushing so much for opening day. I don't think that's realistic anymore, but he's so far ahead of schedule, so that's good. But, okay, yeah, it does change it a little bit because I don't think we have one hitter in camp that's just necessarily going to pick up the slack that he left. So we may have to take an extra outfielder. That's why we have Jose Ramirez playing some left field. We're trying to, you can't replace his bat, but we need to try to replace some of that production, and it might be with 2 or 3 players.
You know, and the toughest thing out here that I've been trying to, and we tell people all the time, it's tough to judge outfield play in Arizona because of the high sky, the sun, and you see how many balls are lost throughout the course of the spring, throughout all of baseball out here.
Arch, I mean, you know better than anybody. When you stand in center field or today left field here, there's so much room out there. You can feel naked out there, man. I mean, I've done it. It's a bad feeling, and there's so much room to cover, and that sun is so bright that it just beats on you. So I'm sure, I know Jose's a pretty confident kid, but I'm guessing he's not dying for a ball to come to him right now.
Yeah, please. That's right. And I don't blame him. It is difficult. You don't have that extra deck up on these stadiums, and you can't pick up the baseball very well at all.
And I'm sure the guys in the bullpen are really comforting to him right now. I'm sure they're really, you know.
Hey, speaking of that bullpen, you told us this morning that Ross Detweiler, left-hander, will be on the ball club. How close is the bullpen to being pretty much finalized?
Well, again, Matty, we're trying to figure out, you know, do we go with 7 or 8, and you know, or take the extra outfield. And those are all decisions that'll come together. Hopefully, I'd say by Tuesday, because there's still some guys with outs that we'd have to make a decision by then.
Tito, thanks for your time. We look forward to seeing you back in Cleveland for opening day.
All right, guys.
Good luck, Tito.
Okay, thanks, Arch.